December 18 arrives with a quiet pressure that many will feel but few will understand. It does not come as chaos on the surface. It comes as weight inside the chest, as restlessness in the body, as thoughts that refuse to settle. This pressure is not an enemy. It is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a mirror. On this day, inner tension exposes the areas where discipline is weak and awareness is shallow. The discomfort is not meant to break you. It is meant to reveal you. Most people mistake pressure for danger. When the inner state becomes tight, they rush to escape it. They distract themselves, react emotionally, or blame the outside world. December 18 does not reward this behavior. The more you try to run from the pressure, the louder it becomes. The wiser approach is to stand still and observe it. Pressure only overwhelms when you lack structure. When your inner posture is weak, even a small weight feels heavy. On this day, emotions may rise quickly. Small triggers feel large. A simple comment may irritate you. A minor delay may disturb your peace. This is not because the situation is serious, but because the pressure is highlighting impatience within you. The day is testing your ability to remain stable when conditions are uncomfortable. Stability is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to hold emotion without being controlled by it. December 18 teaches that strength is not built during comfort. Strength is built when you remain calm while tension is present. If you feel inner heat, tight breathing, or mental noise, do not label it as negative. Label it as training. Pressure shows you where attention is needed. A disciplined person does not complain about the weight. He adjusts his stance and carries it properly. Many will misunderstand this day and think something external is attacking them. They will argue more, speak carelessly, and make rushed decisions. This is how pressure defeats them. Pressure itself does nothing. Your response gives it power. If you react blindly, the day becomes heavy. If you respond with control, the same pressure sharpens you. December 18 separates those who are ruled by their inner state from those who can command it. The body also plays a role on this day. When the body is weak, the mind collapses faster under pressure. Proper rest, steady breathing, and controlled movement help anchor you. When you slow your body, the mind follows. When you rush physically, the mind becomes chaotic. On December 18, moving with intention is more important than moving fast. Stillness becomes a weapon. Calm posture becomes armor. Pressure exposes habits. If your habit is to complain, you will complain more. If your habit is to panic, panic will surface quickly. If your habit is discipline, discipline will stand firm. The day does not create new qualities. It reveals what already exists. This is why the pressure feels personal. It is not attacking you. It is showing you yourself without decoration. Those who understand this do not waste the day. They do not try to fix everything. They do not force clarity. They simply hold their ground. They observe their reactions without acting on them. They speak less and listen more. They delay unnecessary decisions. They allow the pressure to pass through without resistance. This builds inner authority. Authority over oneself is the highest form of control. December 18 rewards those who can endure inner discomfort without collapsing. Endurance does not mean suppression. It means awareness with restraint. You acknowledge the tension, but you do not become it. You feel the weight, but you do not drop it on others. This quiet mastery strengthens the inner spine. Over time, what once felt heavy becomes manageable. What once disturbed you loses its power. Growth does not come from avoiding pressure. Growth comes from meeting it with discipline. The pressure of this day is like a tightening rope. If you struggle, it burns. If you relax with awareness, it holds you steady. This lesson applies beyond December 18. Life will continue to apply pressure. Those who learn to stand firm now prepare themselves for larger challenges later. By the end of the day, many will feel drained because they fought the pressure. A few will feel stronger because they carried it properly. The difference is not luck. It is self-mastery. December 18 does not demand perfection. It demands presence. When you stay present, pressure becomes a teacher instead of a threat. This is how inner growth begins, quietly, under weight, with control. On December 18, many will feel as if something is pushing them from the inside and pulling them from the outside at the same time. It is subtle, not dramatic, but constant. Conversations feel sharper. People seem impatient. Situations unfold faster than expected. These are not coincidences. This day carries influences that do not announce themselves. They work quietly, guiding people toward reaction rather than response. Those who are unaware will think their reactions are justified. Those who are aware will recognize the pressure and step back. Unseen influences do not control you directly. They amplify what already exists within you. If impatience lives inside, it grows louder. If ego is strong, it demands expression. If fear is present, it searches for threats. December 18 magnifies these inner tendencies. The danger is not the influence itself. The danger is moving without awareness while under its effect. Reaction feels fast and natural. Control feels slow and deliberate. This day punishes speed without clarity. Many will speak before thinking today. Words may come out heavier than intended. Once released, they cannot be pulled back. A single sentence spoken in reaction can damage trust that took years to build. This is how unseen forces operate. They push you to act now and reflect later. Discipline reverses this order. Reflection comes first. Action follows only when clarity is present. The mind on December 18 may create urgency where none exists. Everything feels important. Every emotion demands attention. This false urgency is a trap. When everything feels urgent, judgment weakens. Calm observation cuts through this illusion. When you slow your breathing and steady your posture, the mind loses its grip on unnecessary reactions. Stillness interrupts invisible pressure. External behavior mirrors internal imbalance. You may notice others becoming defensive or aggressive without clear reason. Do not absorb this energy. Do not mirror it. When one person reacts, it invites reaction from another. This creates a chain that spreads tension. Breaking the chain requires restraint. Restraint is not weakness. It is command over impulse. On this day, the person who stays silent holds more power than the one who speaks loudly. Unseen influences feed on identification. When you identify completely with your thoughts and emotions, you become easy to move. When you observe them as passing states, you remain grounded. December 18 teaches detachment from immediate impulses. You do not suppress emotion. You do not express it blindly. You hold it, study it, and decide consciously. This is how influence loses its grip. Physical awareness is crucial today. When the body tightens, reactions increase. Shoulders rise. Breathing shortens. Movements become rushed. This physical state invites mental chaos. By relaxing the body, you weaken the unseen push. Slow movements, controlled breathing, and steady posture create resistance against invisible pressure. The body becomes an anchor when the mind is tested. Many will mistake their reactions for intuition. This is another trap of the day. True intuition is calm and clear. Reaction is loud and urgent. December 18 blurs this line for those without discipline. Only silence reveals the difference. When you pause, intuition remains. Reaction fades. This pause is your protection. The unseen forces of this day aim to pull attention outward. Drama attracts focus. Conflict feels engaging. Distraction feels comforting. But every moment spent reacting externally drains inner strength. The person who guards attention gains clarity. Attention is currency. Spend it wisely. On December 18, waste leads to exhaustion. Conservation leads to strength. Self-growth is forged in moments like this. Not when life is smooth, but when pressure demands response. Each time you resist unnecessary reaction, you reinforce inner authority. Each time you choose control over impulse, your foundation strengthens. This growth is quiet. No one may notice it, but it compounds over time. By the end of December 18, many will feel tired without knowing why. Their energy leaked through reactions, arguments, and emotional movements. A few will feel composed and alert. They did less, spoke less, reacted less. They conserved themselves. This is not accidental. It is the result of awareness under pressure. Unseen influences lose power when exposed to consciousness. Awareness does not fight them. It dissolves them. December 18 does not demand that you control the world. It demands that you control your response to it. Those who master this lesson step beyond manipulation and confusion. They move through the day untouched, steady and clear, while others remain caught in invisible currents. December 18 carries a quiet danger that many underestimate. It is not a day that destroys through force. It destroys through small moments of lost control. A single reaction, spoken or acted without awareness, can open a door that takes months or years to close. On this day, consequences move faster than usual. What feels like a short emotional release can turn into long-term damage. Loss of control rarely announces itself as a mistake. It feels justified in the moment. Anger feels honest. Harsh words feel deserved. Quick decisions feel necessary. December 18 amplifies this illusion. The mind convinces you that acting now will bring relief. In reality, it brings regret. The relief is temporary, but the damage stays. Many people ruin stability not through big failures, but through small uncontrolled moments. A careless message sent in emotion, a reaction spoken without restraint, a decision made while the mind is clouded. December 18 exposes how dangerous these small moments can be. The day compresses cause and effect. What you release today returns quickly, often multiplied. Control is often misunderstood as suppression. It is not about forcing yourself to feel nothing. It is about allowing emotion to exist without letting it decide your action. On this day, emotions may be intense. That does not mean they deserve expression. Expression without wisdom becomes destruction. Control turns raw emotion into contained energy. The cost of losing control is not always immediate. Sometimes the damage appears later. Trust weakens. Respect fades. Opportunities disappear quietly. Relationships change their tone. You may not connect these outcomes to a single moment on December 18, but they often trace back to it. One reaction can alter how others perceive you for a long time. The mind under pressure seeks shortcuts. It wants fast relief, not long-term clarity. December 18 punishes shortcuts. When you choose speed over stability, you trade future peace for present comfort. This trade is never fair. Discipline delays comfort but protects the future. This is the lesson many refuse to learn. Words are especially dangerous today. Once spoken, they cannot be recalled. Silence, on the other hand, protects. Silence creates space. Space allows wisdom to return. December 18 rewards those who speak only when necessary and remain quiet when emotion rises. Silence is not weakness. It is foresight. Actions taken in emotional heat lack precision. They are wide, messy, and damaging. Controlled action is narrow and intentional. On this day, narrow action wins. Doing less is safer than doing more. Waiting is stronger than rushing. The person who delays action today often avoids problems tomorrow. Loss of control also drains energy. Emotional outbursts consume more strength than physical labor. By the end of the day, those who reacted frequently will feel exhausted and unsettled. Those who maintained control will feel steady. Energy follows discipline. When you waste it on reaction, nothing remains for growth. December 18 is not about perfection. It is about containment. You do not need to solve every issue. You do not need to express every feeling. You do not need to respond to every trigger. Containment builds inner authority. Authority over oneself is what prevents long-term damage. This day teaches responsibility at a deep level. You are not responsible for every situation, but you are responsible for every response. Blaming circumstances does not remove consequences. Taking ownership of your reactions protects your future. December 18 exposes whether you have learned this lesson or not. Those who lose control often justify it later. They explain why it was necessary, why it was fair, why it was unavoidable. Justification does not erase outcome. The world responds to actions, not explanations. Control removes the need for excuses. Growth demands patience under pressure. December 18 tests this patience. If you pass the test, you strengthen your foundation. If you fail, the lesson repeats later, often with greater cost. The day does not seek to harm you. It seeks to train you. Long-term strength is built by mastering short moments. One breath before speaking. One pause before deciding. One step back before reacting. These moments seem small, but they decide direction. December 18 magnifies their importance. When the day ends, you will not measure success by how much you did, but by how much damage you avoided. Stability is the true victory. Those who protect it today protect their future. Those who lose it today carry the weight forward. Control now prevents consequences later. This is the quiet warning of December 18. December 18 does not reward noise. It does not favor those who rush to speak, explain, or prove themselves. On this day, real strength moves quietly. Silence and restraint are not empty spaces. They are active choices. They are forms of power that protect you when the environment becomes unstable. While many feel the urge to react, to respond immediately, to fill every moment with words, the wise choose control. Silence on December 18 is not avoidance. It is observation. When you remain quiet, you begin to see clearly. You notice patterns in people's behavior. You hear what is being said beneath the word. You sense a direction situations are moving. Speaking too early blinds you. Silence sharpens perception. This is why restraint carries power today. Restraint is the ability to hold back, even when you feel justified to act. Justification is dangerous on this day. The mind produces many reasons to speak, argue, or assert dominance. Restraint overrides these impulses. It does not deny them. It contains them. Containment preserves dignity. Once dignity is lost, it is difficult to regain. On December 18, many will mistake loudness for authority. They will raise their voice, dominate conversations, and force opinion. This behavior creates short-term control but long-term weakness. Those who remain calm and measured gain respect without demanding it. Respect grows naturally when people sense stability. Silence also protects from unnecessary conflict. Not every statement deserves a reply. Not every challenge requires defense. When you respond to everything, you surrender control. You allow others to direct your energy. Restraint returns control to you. You choose when to engage and when to withdraw. This choice is power. The body reflects restraint through stillness. When movements are calm and deliberate, the mind follows. On December 18, fast movements invite mistakes. Slow movements prevent them. Still hands, steady posture, and controlled breathing send a signal of authority both inward and outward. You do not need to announce your strength. It is felt. Restraint also applies to decisions. This is not a day for impulsive commitments. Agreeing too quickly, deciding under pressure, or making promises without reflection can create problems later. Silence gives time. Time reveals truth. When you delay, you allow clarity to surface. Many errors are avoided simply by waiting. People often fear silence because it feels like loss of control. In reality, silence is the highest form of control. When you can remain quiet while emotions rise, you prove mastery over yourself. December 18 tests this mastery. It offers many invitations to break silence. Each refusal strengthens inner discipline. Restraint does not mean passivity. It means precision. When action is required, it is clean and intentional. When words are necessary, they are few and clear. This precision is what makes restraint powerful. It eliminates waste. Energy is conserved and directed only where it matters. Those who practice silence today will notice that others reveal more. People speak more when you listen. They expose intentions, insecurities, and weaknesses without being challenged. Silence allows truth to surface on its own. This knowledge is valuable. It gives you advantage without confrontation. December 18 also teaches restraint with thoughts. Not every thought needs attention. Not every idea deserves belief. When the mind becomes noisy, restraint brings it back to center. You let thoughts pass without attachment. This mental silence reduces inner conflict. Peace becomes possible even under pressure. By the end of the day, many will feel scattered because they spoke too much, acted too quickly, and reacted too often. Those who practiced restraint will feel grounded. Their energy remains intact. Their mind remains clear. Their position remains strong. Silence and restraint are not weaknesses to be outgrown. They are skills to be refined. December 8 highlights their importance. In a world that rewards noise, the quiet ones advance unnoticed but securely. They avoid traps, conserve strength, and move forward with stability. The power of this day lies in what you choose not to do, not reacting, not speaking unnecessarily, not rushing. These absences create strength. When you remove excess, what remains is control. December 18 belongs to those who understand that true power does not announce itself. It waits, observes, and acts only when the moment is right. December 18 does not treat everyone the same. The difference is not luck, intelligence, or external circumstances. The difference is discipline. This day responds directly to how structured your inner world is. Where discipline is strong, the day becomes supportive. When discipline is weak, the same day becomes heavy and chaotic. The outcome is decided by how you hold yourself, not by what happens around you. Discipline is often misunderstood as harshness or restriction. In reality, it is alignment. It is doing what must be done even when emotion resists. On December 18, emotions fluctuate easily. Motivation rises and falls. Focus drifts. Discipline keeps you moving in the right direction, regardless of inner noise. It becomes the anchor when everything else feels unstable. This day exposes routines. If your routine is weak, you will feel scattered. If your routine is solid, you will feel grounded. Simple habits like waking with intention, moving the body, controlling what you consume, and managing time carefully have amplified effects today. Small disciplines create large stability. Neglect creates disorder. Attention is a major test on December 18. Distractions pull strongly. Thoughts jump from one thing to another. Discipline brings attention back to the present task. One thing at a time. When attention is divided, energy drains. When attention is focused, energy builds. The disciplined mind does not chase every thought. It selects where to invest. The body also responds to discipline. Proper posture, steady breathing, and controlled movement strengthen mental clarity. Slouching, rushing, and neglect weaken it. On this day, the body reflects inner order. When the body is disciplined, the mind follows. When the body is neglected, the mind becomes restless. Discipline also means knowing when to stop. Overworking, overthinking, and overreacting all lead to exhaustion. December 18 rewards balance. Work with focus, then rest deliberately. Eat with awareness, then stop. Speak with intention, then remain silent. Discipline is not excess. It is precision. Many people wait for motivation before acting. December 18 punishes this mindset. Motivation is unreliable today. Discipline does not depend on how you feel. It depends on commitment. When you act despite resistance, you strengthen self-trust. Each disciplined action builds confidence quietly. This day also tests discipline in thought patterns. Negative thinking, doubt, and fear may appear uninvited. Discipline does not entertain them. It observes and redirects. You choose constructive focus over mental chaos. This choice determines emotional stability. Thought discipline creates emotional discipline. Those without discipline often blame the day for their discomfort. They say the energy feels wrong or the environment is against them. Those with discipline take responsibility. They adjust themselves instead of complaining. This adjustment turns challenge into advantage. December 18 magnifies the effects of both good and bad habits. If you are disciplined, progress accelerates. If you are careless, mistakes multiply. The day acts like a mirror that enlarges whatever you bring into it. Discipline ensures that what is reflected back is strength, not weakness. Self-growth is built through consistency, not intensity. On this day, consistency protects you. Showing up for your responsibilities, maintaining routines, and honoring commitments creates inner stability. Stability leads to clarity. Clarity leads to correct action. Discipline also protects your future. Decisions made today influence momentum. Staying disciplined prevents unnecessary setbacks. It keeps your path clean. Even when others stumble, you continue forward without interruption. The disciplined person moves quietly on December 18. No drama, no urgency, no scattered energy. Just steady action. This steadiness creates trust from others and confidence within. It is not flashy, but it is effective. By the end of the day, discipline determines whether you feel drained or fulfilled. Those who followed structure feel composed. Those who ignored it feel depleted. This is not coincidence. It is cause and effect. December 18 reminds you that discipline is not something you turn on when life is easy. It is something you rely on when life applies pressure. When you stay disciplined today, you shape the outcome in your favor. The day becomes a step forward rather than a setback. Discipline decides everything. December 18 is a separating day, not by status, not by wealth, not by words, but by inner mastery. While many feel pulled, confused, and emotionally unstable, a small number remains centered. This difference is not visible at first glance, but its effects are powerful. Those who master themselves today quietly step ahead, while others lose ground without realizing it. Most people think progress comes from doing more. December 18 proves the opposite. Progress comes from doing right. When the environment is unstable, rushing forward leads to mistakes. Those who lack self-control move fast in the wrong direction. They react, they chase, They follow emotion. Each reaction costs them energy, clarity, and position. Self-mastery means you are not ruled by the inner storms that rise today. Emotions may appear, but they do not command you. Thoughts may be loud, but they do not decide your actions. This level of control creates stability when others collapse. Stability is rare under pressure. That is why it creates advantage. On this day, many will reveal their weaknesses openly. They will argue unnecessarily. They will complain loudly. They will blame circumstances. In doing so, they expose themselves. Those who remain disciplined see clearly. They do not interfere. They observe. Observation without involvement builds understanding. Understanding builds power. December 18 does not reward attention seekers. It rewards those who stay grounded. When others are distracted, focused individuals move ahead quietly. They complete tasks. They make clean decisions. They protect their energy. While others are busy reacting, they are progressing. The fall of others is not something to celebrate. It is something to learn from. Watching others lose control shows you what to avoid. This awareness strengthens your own discipline. You do not need to compete. You only need to remain stable while others destabilize themselves. Self-mastery today also means accepting that not everyone will understand your restraint. Some may see your silence as weakness. Some may misinterpret your calm as indifference. This does not matter. Results speak louder than explanation. When the day ends, stability becomes visible through outcomes. Those who master themselves do not get pulled into unnecessary conflicts. They do not defend their ego. They do not chase validation. They stay aligned with their principles. This alignment creates inner peace. Peace allows clear thinking. Clear thinking leads to correct action. December 18 creates momentum. Small advantages gained today compound later. Avoiding one conflict preserves a relationship. Delaying one decision prevents a mistake. Holding control in one emotional moment builds confidence. These small victories stack quietly. Many people lose ground today not because life attacks them, but because they abandon self-control. When discipline breaks, everything weakens, focus scatters, emotions dominate, energy leaks, recovery takes time. Self-mastery prevents this collapse. Those who remain centered feel different by the end of the day, not excited, not dramatic, simply steady. This steadiness is a sign of growth. Growth is not always visible, but it is felt internally. You know when you have held your ground. December 18 also teaches humility. Self-mastery does not create arrogance. It creates awareness of how easily one can fall without discipline. This awareness keeps you alert. Alertness keeps you grounded. The day passes for everyone, but not everyone passes the day the same way. Some carry mistakes forward, others carry strength. This difference widens over time. One day of mastery can change direction. One day of loss can create delay. Those who step ahead today do so quietly. They do not announce it. They simply move forward with less burden, less regret, less damage. Their path becomes smoother because they did not create obstacles for themselves. December 18 is not about defeating others. It is about not defeating yourself. When you master your reactions, your words, your impulses, you rise above confusion. While others fall into disorder, you stand firm. This is how separation happens, not through force, but through discipline. Not through noise, but through control. Those who master themselves today move ahead naturally. Others will catch up later, after learning the same lesson the hard way.